It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is said that life is too short for a bad cup of coffee, and for many of us, especially us here at Espresso, it is tough to start the day without a good cuppa joe. Now, the perfect cup starts with good quality beans, and the best beans come from good farming practices. Now, Woolworths supports responsibly sourced beans and looks after the process from crop to cup with some of the best producers, just like Tribeca Coffee's Matt Carter.
My name's Matt. I'm in charge of socially responsibility sourcing coffee for Woolworths. The farmers that I work with closest is from Tanzania and Ethiopia, Sidama region, and of course Kilimanjaro, our famous coffee. Socially responsibly sourced coffee means that we're making sure that the farmers are looked after and everyone through the supply chain, all the way from crop to cup. Not just following the trend, but actually setting the trend is quite important to us. People are very passionate about their coffee because it's something that's very personal to each person, and it's something that each person takes into their day. It's something that starts their day. I tend to have a bad day if I have a bad coffee. I think the best way to drink coffee is with your friends. I think that's my favorite way to drink coffee. I often view it as a work of art. Not everybody likes the same art. I might like a Picasso where somebody else might like something completely different. There's something so sexy about an espresso that's so delicious, and if you extract it correctly and you have a delicious espresso, there's nothing better.
Well, we have Matt joining us live in studio to talk about responsibly sourced coffee and also what is the secret behind a good cup of coffee. Matt, lovely to have you, man. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So you recently returned from Tanzania. What was your trip there? What did it entail exactly? And also, what does it mean when we talk about responsibly sourced coffee?
So first of all, when we went to Tanzania, we're doing a couple of things. The one thing was to try support the farmers, and we actually built and developed a cafe and gave it back to the farmers. And they can use profits from that to help send kids to school. And so it was a lot about actually building relationships as well with the farmers, just seeing who the farmers are, meeting them, spending time with the farmers. And they're such lovely people and such friendly, happy people. And it was just great to be on the farm spending time with them. Yeah. Responsibly sourced coffee is just making sure that everyone's treated fairly the whole way from crop to cup, that nobody's getting a bad raw deal out of the whole situation.
All right. So you're just the guy to ask, you know, when it comes to a good bean and a bad coffee bean, I mean, how do you tell the difference? What do you need to look out for?
So just quickly off the bat, you can see, is it freshly roasted? So closest to fresh that you can get, so straight out the roaster. Looking for nice, good, even roast colour. So nice looking, just good looking beans.
All right, no funny spots on it.
No funny spots, no, just deliciousness. And then it comes down to the taste at the end of the day. And that's really where it comes to the highest quality. So you can look at a bean, on the farms we look at the coffee quality on the farm, but when we bring it home, we actually have to taste it.
All right. So what would you say are those secrets to a good quality coffee should you make one at home?
So what I like to do is definitely grind it fresh. That's very important. If you can, buy a little grinder.
Rather get yourself a coffee grinder.
Absolutely. I've got a little hand grinder that I travel with, and I sit there doing a bit of a workout.
Serious coffee.
You got to do it, yeah. Making sure your water temperature is correct. So you don't want to use boiling water.
I've heard that. I mean, if your coffee is too hot, I mean, that constitutes as a bad coffee.
It scalds the coffee, and it really damages the coffee. And then good quality water. That's also very important. And then time. So making sure that you brew it for the correct amount of time. And then we talk about ratios. So if you're a real coffee nerd like me, you have a couple of scales as well. You actually weigh your coffee and you weigh your water. And a ratio we use is 1:15. So 1 gram of coffee to 15 mils of water. That's, for me, the gold cup standard.
That's it. Well, I've got to ask you this. I mean, for you personally, what is the one thing that you enjoy most about coffee? Because seeing coffee is such a global thing. I mean, people use it every single day. What does it mean for you, though?
So, first of all, my whole life mission is to make a difference, leave a legacy, and live the adventure. So coffee, for me, embodies that. But then it's also time with friends, like having a good cup of coffee with a mate, chatting about life, the universe, and everything. So it's definitely time with friends and making a difference at the same time.
Well, I think a lot of people out there would argue that you do have the best job in the world.
I agree. I agree.
Matt, thank you so much for joining us, man, and all the best for you in the future.